Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning, where I forget to unmute my mic at the start of shows. Hi, guys. Hope you're well. Hope everybody's having a great day. Um, all you missed was me forgetting how biology works. Before we begin, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Hope you get spoiled today. You guys have a hard job. Most of you do it well. And yeah, just happy Mother's Day. Um, I wasn't going to do a show tonight because Mother's Day is tomorrow. Well, today ish. And I plan on spoiling Lady Monkey as best I can. But we also had a stowaway tonight. The middle little came over, and right before they were getting ready to leave, she said, "Can I stay the night?" I'm like, well, of course you can. So I need to make sure I'm awake for her too. So uh, I went to sleep. I was feeling rough anyway, just tired, not painful or anything, just tired. And so I had already laid down, and I was asleep by 7 easily. And then I woke up at 10:30, and I'm like, oh god damn it, damn it, why am I awake? But yeah, here we are. So since we're awake, let's go ahead and do a show because, well, that's what Monkey does when he has time on his hands in the middle of the night. I start talking to you people because you guys are nice to hang out with at midnight in the middle of the week or on a weekend as it is now or on holidays or whenever the hell it happens. Oh God, I only have a few things I really wanted to talk about, so most of the show will just be kind of a chatty chat kind of show, which I enjoy. So hopefully you guys do. Um, first up, first up, we got the name of the lady who's going to be running the Twitter. Oh dear God. What's her name again? Lucille Ball. What is it? Yukimichi. What? Fuck. I looked her up. Linda Usarino. Yacarino. Yucca something. She's gonna be the new head, the new CEO. She's gonna be making sure we stay in line over here. Have y'all seen her? She seems like a nice looking lady. She's got problematic glasses on, which is awesome, at least in this picture. Oh, where is it? Linda Yakamoto, whatever the fuck it is. There she is. There's our new boss over there on the on the Twitter machine, and Elon seems to like her, but she used to be an ad exec for NBC, which is what this says. She also used to work for the World Economic Forum, which kind of worries me. She also used to work for our federal government, which really fucking worries me. Oh God. Don't worry, she's committed to the free speech thing. That's what Elon told us. You know what? You remember what I said? It's not that I have a problem with women in charge. It's that they always choose bad women. Now, hopefully she's a good woman. I don't know. But the fact that she came up through the World Economic Forum, she helped with the push for the COVID shot by getting Pope Francis in a video or something. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's kind of a coup to get the Pope in your ad, right? But the World Economic Forum part really kind of bothers me, which is weird because Elon has come out kind of against the World Economic Forum. And I don't know. We'll see what happens with her. But this is our new boss over there. This is the lady that's going to tell me what I can and cannot say. There she is, guys. May luck be with us all. Oh God. Oh my God. Putin was also World Economic Forum. I've said many times Putin's a shitbag. I don't know what that's supposed to point out. I mean, if you want me to call her a shitbag, I guess that works. I don't know her though. I don't know her other than watch Jimmy Dore's show about her. He's left and he's like, holy shit. Oh, God bless. The most of the time that you see Jimmy Dore go holy shit about a lefty, it's because they are anti-free speech. Say what you want about about Jimmy Dore, but when it comes to free speech, he's a free speech guy, and that tends to be where he's got problems with your lefties. So that doesn't make me happy. I'll have to check it out. Thanks, Tweedo. Tweedro. That sounds better than Tweerdo. What's up, T Weirdo? Thank you. I will check it out. I just don't have hope because they always hire the bad women. Why? Why? Why do they be like, hey, give me the one that drools on herself? That's the one I want running shit. You know why it is? It's because the good women are actually at home raising their families. They still go to work, but then afterwards they're like, you know what? I can't hang out. I got to go do shit. I got kids to raise and a marriage to be a part of, and I can't. Yeah, I can't do all this shit. Bad women give the best head. Maybe that's it. Maybe. I can't even point to that because these days, you're not even allowed to look at them wrong. You looked at my boob. It fell out. I couldn't help it. All right. So, where should we move on from here? I guess we should talk about the top story. This one's going to piss me off. This one's going to give me a fucking heart attack. This one's going to raise my blood pressure. And staying on the Twitter mantra topic, there's a word there that would make a lot of sense. Today, for those of us who've been on weird sleep schedules, let's just say on Saturday, Elon Musk announces through Twitter that they're going to be limiting some of the accounts in Turkey. And I know that might not mean anything to you. Turkey's having an election. Erdogan, I don't know how you say his fucking name. That piece of shit that's running Turkey right now is up for re-election. And just before the election, the government comes out and tells Twitter, hey, if you don't limit these accounts, we're going to limit Twitter completely. And so Elon was like, I'd rather have some of us there than none of us there. And so they announced it publicly. Hey, the Turkish government asked us to do this, and we're doing it so that we can at least have some voice still over there. And you can make an argument about what should have happened here. All right. There's that you see that little fucker from Wikipedia come out. What we did is we went to court over it. Yeah, it was a 2-year court battle. The election is what, today, tomorrow? They don't have 2 years to do that shit. So if you're going to come out there beating your chest about how free speech you are, Wikipedia, maybe you should have a better, history on both free speech and having something happen within days, you stupid shit. But that's beside the point. Twitter should just pull out of Turkey and say, screw you to the president of Turkey. I mean, I understand that. I do. But is it better to have no voice? You know what I mean? They did it right before the election. They gave them no time to challenge it. And so they did. They told people. I wonder where Turkey got the idea of silencing people right before the election. I wonder where they got the idea. Speaking of familiar topics, Mr. Adam Schiff had something to say about this. And yes, I'm highlighting him on purpose. The day before a critical election in Turkey, Twitter appears to acquiesce to the demands of the country's autocratic ruler, Erdogan, and is censoring speech on the platform. Twitter's total lack of transparency, it is hard to avoid the conclusion that Musk promises of free speech have again fallen away. Given Twitter's total lack of transparency, they literally announced it on Twitter, you stupid shit. They put it out there for everyone to see. And somebody who was, believe it or not, it was Brian Krasenstein. Brian Krasenstein answered Musk, and he's like, maybe if you released the actual request from Turkey. And I don't know if he ever did it, but Elon was like, "That's a good idea. We'll do that." And I hope he does. I again, I don't know if he did or not, but I just love total lack of transparency. He's literally responding to in response to legal process and to ensure Twitter remains available in the country. People of Turkey, we have taken action to restrict access to some content in Turkey today. Da da da. We have informed the account holders of this action in line with our policy. Twitter's that's all in Turkish. I can't read that shit. But they literally put it out loud. Now, you know who wasn't transparent? You know who didn't go on to Twitter and tell us he was trying to have people taken off of Twitter right before what did he say? A critical election? You know who didn't do that? Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff was out there he is mentioned in the Twitter files repeatedly. He comes up repeatedly because and yes, you guys are right. Jack Dorsey and Vijay, they didn't do it. But you know who had control of being able to say, "Hey, I tried to silence people on Twitter"? The fucker who was trying to silence people on Twitter. Adam Schiff, googly penis eyes there. He could have done that. Did he? No. And instead, what happened? The Twitter files come out, and Democrats everywhere are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe the Twitter file." It's just nothing. There's nothing to see there. They were literally silencing people on Twitter ahead of the election based on nothing. Based on nothing. Well, it's not entirely based on nothing. It was based on the FBI, the CIA, the NH, not NHS. That's over there in England. DHS, that's the one I'm thinking of. Major portions of our government giving money to these different NGO, non-government organizations who are just taking all their money from the NSA as well, taking their money from these government organizations to set up these little think tanks to go in there and do, I'm using air quotes. I wish you guys could see me now. My fingers are going to get cramped from doing air quotes. These research operations to look in to see if anybody is part of a foreign government. Oh my God, my fingers are cramping up already. This motherfucker, he was one of the worst of them who was out there going, "Hey, you guys need to silence these people." And this prick never said shit about it. He never came out and told you guys that he was doing that. And when it does come out that they're like, "Oh, nothing to see here." But suddenly, when it's Erdogan, who, by the way, is a shitbag, I'm not standing up for that piece of shit at all, not even a little bit. I really hope he loses the election. Not that I think any reformer out there is going to be any better. A reformer in Turkey. Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? We're getting rid of all of the dictatorial rulers. Yeah, who you putting in place? Don't ask. Don't ask. It's nothing to see here. You're just going to replace one shit bag for another, but maybe this shit bag will be a little less shitty. Anyhow, yeah, Mr. Adam Schiff there, he had no problem doing that in secret. In secret. And he's got the fucking balls to sit there, given the lack of transparency of this thing I'm literally publicly responding to. You fucking piece of shit. Cryptic, thank you. Have you listened to Dax recently? He put out a song you might like. As a father, you'd appreciate it. It's called "To Be a Man." Oh, yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah. When you said Dax, my mind immediately goes to Daxy Boy. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. And yeah, I enjoyed that song. I think that song, just a little tangent. I think it's a little bit too whiny, if I'm being honest. It's a little too whiny. Because as a man, I mean, yeah, there's some rough times and stuff, but I don't know about you guys, but I mostly enjoy my life. So yeah. 11 minutes back, Monk, she looks like Mia Khalifa. Really? I don't know that I would be able to pick Mia out of a lineup. So All right, but yeah, so Adam Schiff here, he doesn't think Twitter's being open enough. Did you guys see any let me read that again. Any posts on Twitter about the acquiescing to the demands of the country's Democratic leaders? Did you see any of that ahead of the 2020 election? I feel like that would have made some news. Now, I can't promise you it would have because, well, it is our news media, but I feel like it would have at least made Fox, right? It would have been like, hey, Twitter came out and said they're purposefully silencing Republicans and conservatives because Democrats asked them to. Sorry, I had a hiccup right there. The nerve of this piece of shit to be up there and oh my god, why is it you Democrats only seem to care about free speech when it's in another country? You never push it. Don't get me wrong. When was the last time you guys saw Adam Schiff say anything about free speech in Turkey? Anybody? Anybody? Yeah. When was the last time you saw him talk about how we need free speech anywhere else in the world? Anyone? No? Yeah, because he doesn't do that. But suddenly you have this election and Twitter comes out and public is like, hey guys, this is something we're doing. Turkish government, they're like, and while this one doesn't say the Turkish government asked for it, I mean it's heavily implied, and Elon does confirm that. But when have you ever seen these shitheads care about free speech? When have you ever seen these assholes care about free speech in anywhere that it matters? Like, I don't know, the United States. They were silencing people for memes, for jokes. They were silencing people because one person followed Russia Today. And like, oh my God, this must be a pipeline. And they were silencing them. Like, there's 500 people on this list. One of them follows Russia Today. They're probably all Russian operatives. People who, according to the Twitter files themselves, had no indication that they were in any way a Russian bot. They're just an American who happened to like a tweet. And these fucking shitbags from these NGOs, I love that they always say NGO to separate it from our government, even though they're getting money from our government. These NGOs were like, oh my God, they like to tweet. You gotta silence them because the Russians, they're like fucking Marsha. Jesus fucking Christ. And then you have the balls, Adam Schiff, to come up here and try to take a swing at Elon. Your bitch ass didn't do shit, not a goddamn thing when it came to Twitter silencing. You're not doing fuck all about YouTube doing it. You're not doing fuck all about Facebook doing it. You're not doing it about anybody else. You're just pissed off that Elon is the one you can't control right now. And that's what that is. And when it comes to this, I understand Elon's decision here. After the election, if you want to go, all right, fuck it, now we're going to fight this in court. Wikipedia going, we fought it in court. It took 2 years. This came down from the Turkish government yesterday. The election is tomorrow. You can't have a 2-year battle in that time, you dumb son of a bitch. Oh, but no, Elon, look, I don't think Elon is 100% pro speech. We talked about this before he ever bought it. But he's sure as fuck better than the people who were in charge of it. They let people like you, googly-eyed dick, they let people like you silence other people. And you didn't go out there and have any transparency about it. You didn't do it on Twitter. You didn't go on Twitter and go, hey, Twitter's security or safety or whatever Twitter's is called. I think it's Twitter safety. You didn't go, hey, Twitter safety, you should check into these accounts because they're possibly right-wing. I'm sorry, Russian bots. You didn't do that out loud. You did that shit in secret. You did that thinking we would never see the fucking emails, you piece of shit. You were supposed to represent Americans, and you aren't for Dangerous. What I'm talking about. If you type it in, it's Twitter safety on Twitter. I know the Trust and Safety Council, but when you go to type it in, you type in Twitter safety, and that's how you get their attention. You are supposed to be an American, and you didn't give a shit about Americans' free speech. And you have the fucking nerve to be up here talking about the free speech of another country? You can't even get it right here. You can't even get it right here. And I'm supposed to fucking listen to you? I'm supposed to be moved that you think Elon is his where is it? It's hard to avoid the conclusion that Musk's promises of free speech have again fallen away. Ah. You're a member of Congress. You're a member of Congress. When was the last time you looked at one of your colleagues on your side of the aisle who uses the term hate speech and told them to shut the fuck up because that's not a real thing in America? When was that? I'm willing to learn. Tell me. You're more concerned about free speech in Turkey than you are in the United States of America. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Now, look, we can be as upset with Elon for doing this as we want to be, but the simple fact of the matter is it was either cut some of this or everything gets cut off. And I do understand the decision they made. Do I wish they would have fought it? Sure. But would that have helped Erdogan? Yeah, absolutely, because it would have cut off everything. What's up, Jack? How you doing tonight?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm annoyed.
That's not good.
Talking about Adam Schiff's bitch ass having the nerve to come out and call out Elon Musk for not supporting free speech because Elon had shut down a few accounts out there in Turkey.
Oh.
Do you remember Adam Schiff being part of the Twitter files?
Not offhand, but I think it was in there.
Repeatedly. His office specifically reached out to Twitter over and over again to try to get accounts taken down.
Oh, okay.
And this motherfucker has the nerve to say somebody else is not being. He actually says, given the lack of transparency, when he's replying to a public post from Twitter.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you expect from Shifty? He's a piece of shit.
I expect him to at least be, you know, have a little bit of, I don't know what the word is. Realize that this is not the time for him to speak. Be like, hey, Ilhan Omar, will you say this for me? Because if I say it, it's going to make me look like a third.
Yeah, well.
Like, hey, can one of my colleagues help me not look like a giant fucking hypocrite? This man, he never once told people that he was trying to get folks silenced on Twitter during the election. But he absolutely did it. Over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, Dark Resurrect, coming through with that fabulous $12. Well, because the virtuous and righteous Democrats have to stop giving extremist, super, ultra MAGA Republicans a voice. Silencing Turkey, however, is unacceptable. They have never done anything wrong. Indeed. Yeah, I guess. I just wonder, you know, seriously. Yeah, exactly. Dangerous. Have a modicum of self-awareness. Just a little bit. Just a little tiny bit.
You're asking a lot for a politician.
Jack, why is it these people care about free speech in Turkey, but not in the United States?
Because they hate this country and they want it to be a communist hellscape.
I wasn't expecting an honest answer, but yes.
oh, fair enough. I can dress it up a little if you want.
No, I mean, you're not wrong. These are the people that do this shit constantly. And I read this from Adam. Look, I saw one from Bernie Sanders, and notice I'm not giving Sanders any shit. I never saw Sanders' names in the Twitter file. And while he might be one of those out there who uses the word hate speech and stupid shit, all right, fair enough. But This motherfucker was literally asking Twitter to take people's accounts down. And he's got the balls to be like, they took accounts down.
What?
Because the government asked him to. Like, you work for the government, fucker.
Right.
Ah, this is the kind of shit, seriously, that probably is why I have high blood pressure.
Yeah.
It's not how I eat. I mean, that contributes, but that's a small part of it compared to the stupid news and shit we read on this show.
I have high blood pressure because I drank like 3 Coca-Colas today and eat junk food all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that'll
I'm a
work.
big fat dude.
Because free speech in the U.S. might make them look bad. Yeah.
Yeah, they can't have that. That's unacceptable.
I got banned off Twitter there for almost 5 months because I was arguing with an idiot who insulted me first and kept following me around, but I had the wrong opinion.
Yep.
And I didn't even have in that discussion. I never even said, fuck Ukraine, which I have said publicly many times.
Yeah.
I was just pointing out that this guy said something stupid. But he had the little yellow and blue flag, and I dared challenge that.
You monster! They're practically a protected class around these parts.
We saw Carpe Donktum get kicked off. I don't remember if this was what he finally got kicked off for, or if this was just one of the ones he got kicked off for. The CNN video.
Yeah.
Where he made a clear parody video that made CNN look like the shitbags that they are. Although I did think about that, Jack, because do you remember the Falwell versus Hustler? Was that who did it, or was it Penthouse?
I think it was Penthouse.
Penthouse, yeah. The People versus Larry Flynn, and in that case, what was ruled is nobody's going to believe Jerry Falwell actually has sex with his mother, which I think is the exact. They made a cartoon. Jerry Falwell was like, "How dare you?" And like, no, it's clear parody.
Real quick, sorry.
Go ahead.
Before we get too far away from it, I do appreciate everybody leaving hilarious comments on the 8-second stream I did. But I was doing a stream on Rumble, and I accidentally started it on both, so I shut the YouTube one off. So if you want to watch it later, there's the link to it. It's still processing right now. It's at 35%. But it went surprisingly well. I only fucked up a few things, I think. But cool. It was a Rumble video because I was talking about the homeless vets getting kicked out of the hotels.
Flint was Hustler. Yeah, that's what. Oh God, the guy from Penthouse. He's got that really Italian name, right? But anyway, given their standard of it has to be clear parody, and given the fact that CNN, let's be honest, they absolutely do cut video up to make it look different than it actually was.
Yes.
Maybe he would have lost that case if it went to trial. But point being, they cut so many people off of Twitter, big names who were in conservative movement, actual Republicans, people who would have spoke up against Biden. They cut them out of the equation altogether.
Yeah.
They basically did what they are whining about Arrow, fuck the guy, what him doing. So, you little hypocrites, go fuck yourselves. You need to start paying more attention to free speech in America. Or how about this? Care about it any other time. You never care about it at any other time. Jack, when was the last time you saw a U.S. politician complain that there wasn't free speech in Turkey?
I don't think ever.
Yeah. But suddenly it matters. Suddenly it matters.
Well, like you said, they care more about what's going on overseas than they do what's going on here.
But see, I don't believe it's even that. I believe this is just a good chance for them to take a shot at Elon.
Oh yeah,
and that's literally all it is. If it was anything more than that, then they would do it on a somewhat regular basis. But they don't. They only bring it up like occasionally on International Women's Day. They'll go, sometimes women can't speak freely overseas. And that's about as good as they get. We had the Iranian protests where they killed a woman and they cared for a day. And only because it was a woman. That's all. Men get killed for saying the wrong things over there too. I'm just pointing that out.
Nobody cares about dead guys.
Nobody cares. So. No. Because it's not actually about free speech with them. It is about, well, political expediency. We should export free speech around the world. We absolutely should. We should be pushing it on a constant basis.
We used to do that. But then they said, all the jingoistic flag waving is bad, blah, blah, blah. No, we're awesome, and everybody else should be try and be as awesome as we are.
Twitter cared about free speech in Uganda, and then Uganda blocked them. Well, here's the thing. Going back to this, because again, Wikipedia, the guy who runs that little motherfucker, we did it. This is the right way to do it. You can go fuck yourself because that was a 2-year court battle. They could absolutely go, you know what? Fuck it. We're not giving in. Shut us all down. But for those who think that Twitter's going to help in any kind of way, shutting everybody up isn't going to help. And it would take 2 years to get through, around 2 years to get through their court system. And yeah, they'd probably win with the Supreme Court. 2 years into Erdogan's, Erdogan, I don't even give a fuck what his name is, into his next term. Good job. Yay. If I were them, what I would do is right now, after the election is, I think the election, it's either today or tomorrow, Jack. When it's over, then start that battle. Because you're not winning anything by doing it today. Anyhow. I've been avoiding this topic.
Uh-oh.
Just because it started as a Twitter fight, and mostly with that fucking retard, my drunken friend.
Oh, him.
So Buck Angel makes a post the other day.
Oh no.
And what he says, what he says is, you need to be diagnosed by a real therapist, not affirmation therapy, with gender dysphoria to be transsexual. Period. Whatever else you choose to identify is on you, but it isn't trans. You cannot self-ID as trans. It's a mental disorder that needs an actual diagnosis. Stop co-opting a mental disorder.
Man, I love that dude.
And for the record, Buck Angel, born female. Buck Angel is a female to male trans. But they have been through all of this. And he, I'm going to use the right pronouns here, Jack. He does not bullshit about biology.
Yep.
He will tell you all the time, I'm a biological female. And he gets called a transphobe for saying that.
Ironically.
Yeah. Now, this seems to me to be a pretty self-explanatory and smart post.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, say what you will about Buck Angel, not an idiot. And very aware of what really goes on with the trans community.
JB says, if you watch Buck Angel have sex, it makes you super straight. If you watch Buck Angel have sex, it will destroy your mind.
I refuse to. I saw it once, and I'm scarred.
I didn't even see him having sex. I saw the video of them masturbating.
Oh, nope. No.
Oh, God. Oh, no. A friend of mine sent that to me.
Your friend doesn't like you.
Oh, my friend is an asshole who thought it was funny. And I can't get it out of my brain. It's still there. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, Buck is on the nose. I mean, and you can't just go, oh, you're a transphobe, even though they do. You're a transphobe. That is literally a female to male trans person. They call Buck Trampa because he's been through this for so long.
Yeah.
And you'll notice in his name right there, it says Buck Angel Transsexual. He's not playing the transgender game because transgender's made up bullshit that a pedophile made up so that he could touch little kids.
Yep.
You don't have to like that, but it's true. All right. So this led to a doctor saying this. Does this mean if someone has cancer but doesn't get a diagnosis, then it's not actually cancer? So much nonsense in this post.
Idiot.
No. But they do have undiagnosed cancer. And if you start treating them for cancer without actually checking it, you could be killing them. If a patient comes in, thank you, Alan, for the $2. Appreciate it, my friend. Hope you're well. If a patient comes in and says, I have cancer, and you don't do any tests, and you immediately start them on radiation and chemo, you're a bad doctor.
Yeah. That's not what he said, Monkey.
Oh, yeah. What Buck is talking about here is self-diagnosis isn't the real thing. If you read WebMD, you probably have some kind of cancer.
Yeah.
Like, I have the sniffles. Okay, you might have the sniffles. You might have sinus infection. You might have a common cold. You probably have brain cancer, and it's your brain leaking out of your nose.
That'll be the first result, too.
It will be, yes. Is he comparing being trans to a tumor? No, he's trying to be intelligent. By the way, this is a female to male doctor.
Yeah, no bias there at all.
Although if you look at them, they are far less convincing than Buck is.
Yeah, you think?
You look like a chick with short hair. I'm sorry. Or lupus. It's always lupus. Yeah. Could be that too. Could be that. I'm surprised Monk hasn't covered the fight yet. Oh, we'll get to it. This is the kind of thinking that we have a problem with right now. If you have cancer, yeah, you have cancer. But you don't just get to start self-medicating because, oh, I have cancer. Have you been diagnosed? No. Why are you hooking yourself up to chemo? Why are doctors affirming it instead of checking it out? If you go into a doctor and you go, hey, doc, I have cancer, and you've never been diagnosed with it, and the doctor goes, oh, I believe you have cancer. Let's go ahead and start you on treatment. You need to leave. That is a bad doctor who's going to kill you.
Yeah. Real quick. Thank you, Alan, who says, Jack, Alan, thanks, man. Hope you're doing well.
Now, I asked this person if this means if somebody comes in and tells them they have cancer, if they immediately throw them on chemo without testing. And my retard has had a problem with this for days.
Well, he's probably been hitting the bottle a little bit.
I just don't understand. Speaking of, I restart my chemo tomorrow. Good luck with it, my friend. Good luck with it.
Yeah, man. Good luck.
Monkey sound 100% better. Dude, I went to sleep. I woke up this morning. I have not been dizzy all day. So I don't know what it was, but god damn, yesterday sucked. After we got off here yesterday, I tried playing some Diablo because it's a limited weekend. I couldn't even pay attention to the screen.
I'm not surprised. You sounded like shit.
Oh, man, I just could not pay attention. Everything was just so spinny. It's not a situation I enjoy. You know those rides at amusement parks that just spin you fucking around?
Yeah.
I don't like those.
I've never liked those. I don't know. I don't understand the attraction to that stuff.
Here comes the junkie fighting monkey. I'm actually not going to talk about Eufio at all because fuck that idiot. I just don't understand why what we've talked about so far on the show is in any way controversial. This doctor is suggesting they're the ones who brought up cancer. All Buck is saying is you need an actual diagnosis from a doctor. And this doctor's like, nuh-uh.
Don't worry, monkey. I got a controversial article for you today. It's going to make your fucking head explode.
This is just asinine.
Yeah, of course it is. Buck's 100% right. This doctor's a fucking idiot and should probably be have a certification taken away, his license to practice medicine, because he sounds like an idiot.
This is what Jordan Peterson said during the What is a Woman movie. Doctors are not there to affirm, especially a therapist. Therapist isn't there to affirm you.
Yeah.
They're there to find out what's wrong. And you coming in saying, hey, I know what's wrong. Sometimes, sure, Jack, your arm is bent in half. Like, yeah, I got a broken arm. Oh, yeah, you do. And sometimes, sometimes on Thursdays, I kind of feel like a dude for about 30 seconds. All right, we got to cut off them titties and give you a wiener. The whole affirmation thing, that should, every doctor who preaches that shit should lose their fucking license.
Yep. Unfortunately, they only see dollar signs.
You got that right. You're not wrong about that, unfortunately. Especially, we've talked about this before, like there's the cultural part of it. But when it comes to the doctors, yeah, it's all about the money. It is all about the money. Or in the case of Dr. What's that name there? Dr. Ben, it's the money and the cultural bullshit. All right, Jack. There was a fight tonight. Did anybody see the KSI fight? Did KSI win? Anybody know? I didn't watch the fight. But so there's this big KSI boxing match today, Jack. That is the headline fight of this long card. And who does it? I forget who does it.
Lester said he lost.
Daz. Okay, KSI lost. I'll have to check out that. But something I have never seen them do before. They had a lot of their opening fights free, including the 3-round, 1-minute round fight between Boogie and Wings of Redemption.
I kind of wish I'd seen that because, dear God, two fat dudes slugging it out.
It should still be. No, it wasn't two fat dudes slugging it out. It was one fat dude beating on another fat dude. So you have Wings and Boogie get in there and start, Wings just starts beating on Boogie. And they have to stop the fight, Jack, because Boogie's shorts are falling down and they have to tape them up. That's a real thing. They wrapped the fist wrap tape around his waist twice to keep his shorts up. He takes a standing 8 count, and then they go into the second round, and Wings just comes out, starts beating on him again. Ref gives another standing 8 count and just calls it there because he wasn't fighting back at all. He might have thrown a punch or two, but Wings has a lot bigger reach, and he was just mauling poor Boogie.
Well, to be fair, if Boogie fights anything like he talks, he had to think about it, navel gaze, and get like a consensus and sit on the fence for a while about it, and then meander and whine about it. Ugh.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he was like, "Oh, I'm not sure if I should throw a punch."
Yeah. Oh, gee, I don't know.
The answer is yes.
Might hurt somebody.
If you're in a boxing match, you absolutely should throw a punch.
I
guys,
don't like Boogie.
I'm not making fun of him. They literally had to tape his shorts up. Oh.
Fat boy, you can't throw a punch. He was a bit tuckered out. Right.
They did make these 1-minute rounds for these guys because Wings weighed in at like 404 and Boogie weighed in at like 391.
Oh my God. Those guys are fat.
It is a record for the most weight in a single boxing match.
In history or?
In history. It was, as far as we know, in recorded history, yeah.
Wow.
Almost 800 pounds.
Dear God, that's ginormous. How do you let yourself get to that state? Like, I'm a fat dude, but holy fucking shit.
Yeah. But it was fun. I mean, it was actually wasn't even fun because Boogie didn't even fight back. So it was just a beating. And good on them for, I guess, getting up and getting some exercise.
That was the most exercise they've probably ever had. They probably both had a heart attack.
Well, 20 minutes later, they did a post-fight interview with Wings, and he was still sweating.
I'm not surprised. All right, we got some important questions. Did Boogie cry?
No, not that I saw. He did whine a little bit.
Shocker.
He keeps getting punched in the face and he's turning around, which, by the way, if you're getting punched in a boxing match and you turn around, the referee will stop it and admonish you for it.
Yeah. Here comes the boom. Ring collapse.
He whined about something. I couldn't hear what he was whining about, but he kept whining about it looked like he was whining about getting hit. I'm like, it's a boxing match. What'd you expect to happen? You know what? I will say this. If I'm the boxers who came after them, I'm like, well, good. At least I know the ring's not going to collapse.
No, but it's coated in fat guy sweat.
I think that's called grease.
Yeah. Why does everything smell like bacon? Darth Mando brings up a good point. How much did Boogie weigh before he lost the weight? If he's 390.
I have no idea. And remember, Boogie's weight is fluctuated. It's gone up and down.
Yeah.
And back up. So this could be with him having gained back weight. Both of them did do some training stuff, and good on them. I hope they keep up with it. Getting up, moving around, even throwing punches at a bag like that, at least it's getting some exercise to their heart.
I guess, unless they eat a bag of Doritos afterward to celebrate.
Yeah. Maybe DSP versus Wings. That would not be a fair fight. The weight classes are completely off on that. Did you guys see the video of Joe Biden, retarded Sleepy Joe, talking about white supremacy and how it's America's biggest threat / problem? That's the one he gave at a historical black college, right?
Yeah, I saw that. And
yeah.
Fucking hell, that guy's so fucking stupid.
Boogie probably thought it was a Christmas boxing match. I don't know what the hell Boogie was thinking getting into this. Wings obviously tried. He did. I will give Wings all the credit in the world because he came out there, Jack, this motherfucker weighed 404 pounds. And he went out there and he was throwing punches and he was moving forward. Not like a good boxer, but like a boxer. So good on him. And sincerely, I hope he loses weight. What's the podcast he used to be on that he got kicked off of?
Moo Moo Fatty Pants Bonanza?
No. With Woody and I forget the other guy's name. They tried to help him lose weight a long time ago, and they they did a review of this. So I want to try to watch that and see what they think. Because seriously, if you are that big, you need to lose weight. And these guys are getting up in age. This isn't PKA podcast. Thank you so much, Joshua. This isn't 10 years ago or 15 years ago, whenever it was when they're first getting on YouTube, when they're much younger men. That's when they should have lost this weight. You're getting into the age that, I mean, and I'm not hoping for this, but we're going to see, really bad headlines about you.
I hate to interrupt this flow, but it looks like the quartering is being a fucking retard spurg again.
What's he spurging about now?
Well, he just called somebody playa. But
is he drunk?
I think he might be drunk because
I
you
like
might want to check out his Twitter feed.
What is the quartering mad about today? Let's see. Candace Owens is an actual moron. She doesn't give a fuck about you. She knows being a mid-black woman, she can rake. Hang on, I want to make sure I put this on the screen so nobody accuses me of nobody accuses me of making this shit up. She knows being a mid-black woman, she can rake the Daily Wire over the coals pretending to be conservative Take 4 minutes to look into her past. Fraud 100%. All right. Look, I've always said my problem with Candace Owens is her past. But if she's grifting, she's on a long grift right now.
Yeah. Maybe it was a grift at the beginning, but her views have changed since then. I don't know. It's a pretty long grift, and I would respect that, but I don't know.
We know neither of you are actually on our side. Who are we talking about? So we're clear for the last time. I'm one man in a 12 by 12 room with a webcam versus $100 million in corporate ownership. The Daily Wire is literally owned opposition. They are actually worse than, say, CNN or MSNBC because they pretend to give a shit about you. Oh my God. Is he going full in for Steven Crowder again?
I believe he may be.
Oh my God.
Way to chug that cock.
Oh my goodness. I get it, man. They insulted your boy, except for actually all they did was mention what the contract actually said. Wow.
Yeah, but calling a black woman low IQ didn't that used to be racist? Because he said she has a 70 IQ later down.
Where?
21 minutes ago.
Oh,
no,
right.
she isn't. She's TMZ level 70 IQ bullshit. She's a lib in conservative clothing. She realized being mid in a POC was worth a ton more to the conservatives than the libs. She's a clown.
Is he mad that Candace makes more than him?
I think so. But he did say a couple tweets up that I'm worth $50 million, but pay me $10 a month to tell you Civil Way is imminent for my multi-million-dollar compound in the suburbs, and shit on you for not being rich and moving out of the city and selling piss-tiered drip ship coffee. I don't know what that's about, but I think he is jealous about somebody's income here. But he says, I don't drink anymore.
Baron, go collect your boy.
Yeah, your kid escaped. The retard one, not your real kid.
Your boy found a bottle that was hidden somewhere. You need to.
Yeah, and he is burning bridges. I don't drink anymore. My favorite meme is Papa Jeremy doesn't agree with this thing I love, so he must be drunk. Fuck the Daily Wire and their fake-ass actress and fake conservative bullshit. Buy their chocolate, though. Own the libs.
Is he trying to start another fight with Walsh?
I think he's trying to start a fight with all of Daily Wire from the sound of it. See if he makes any Jew jokes.
Probably. Give him a minute. There was something else I wanted to talk about? I don't remember.
Sorry, yeah, I totally.
No.
Jeremy being a retard.
I'm happy to watch Jeremy being a retard. I just wish he would have done it before we went live, because we always get more viewers when we put his dumb ass on the cover. Yeah. I might have to make a new thumbnail. Jeremy loses his shit again.
Oh my God, he is so bad at this too. Paying for the Daily Wire is like saying, quote, I'm paying $12 a month to pretend like I am not an establishment shill, but I will still vote for establishment shill candidates because Ben Shapiro says it's cool, and I pay $2 each for mini candy bars to own the libs. God, is he writing lefty memes?
What the fuck's he talking about with candy bars? Did I miss something?
Oh, they were selling candy bars for some fucking thing. It was to combat the Hershey she candy bars.
Oh, okay.
This is another one of their little joke fundraiser things.
That's a jab at Tim Pool too, because Tim has been talking up the chocolate. Huh. Did you see the Enterprise D in season 3 of Picard? I can't bring myself to watch Picard. I've heard season 3 was better than 1 and 2, but just no. But yeah, didn't they like have nanobots fix it or some stupid shit?
I don't know. I haven't been watching it. I don't want to pay for Paramount Plus, and I'm not going to bootleg it because I'm lazy.
Is Jeremy mad that their chocolate is selling better than his coffee?
Probably. It does seem like that to me.
You jumped into a look as far as the whole um, coffee thing goes. That is an oversaturated market right now, and you jumped in at the tail end of it. I hope you do well with it because I wish people well with their entrepreneurial successes. But why would you do that one? Is it that just that easy to make a coffee brand?
Apparently, because Jeremy's got his own,
We should make Monkey Nuts coffee.
right?
How many of you guys want to slurp down some Monkey Nut coffee? Anyhow,
Slurp monkey nuts.
slurp some Monkey Nuts with a Z.
Yeah,
Um,
because it needs that. It's edgier.
yeah, I just think it's funny watching this idiot melt down. Now I just want to read his Twitter timeline until he passes out. Because he will pass out here soon. His wife will come home from wherever she's at. That's what always happens. So all right. So you had a couple of articles here. Oh, before we get to that, actually, did you see what was going on out in Minneapolis?
Which thing?
The fight between the Democrats. So what's it called? The DLF, I think it is. It's a combination of the labor movement and the Democrats. They join forces, you see.
Oh,
And
that's not communism at all.
They had a they had a convention the other day, Jack, which had to be called off because of violence.
Shocker. Did somebody get misgendered?
No, the two sides don't like each other, so they started yelling at each other and taking over the stage when the other person was on it. You know, like Democrats do.
Yeah, that's mature.
Minneapolis. Oh, it's DFL, not DLF. That's my bad. My bad. Let's bring that up on the screen. Minneapolis police respond to fight at DFL endorsement convention. Video shows supporters of Minneapolis City Council candidate Nasri Warsame shout and rush to the stage, leading to the convention being adjourned. And I'm going to put this in the chat because I don't remember if there was any actual violence in this, Jack. It just kind of starts off with them getting a little bit mad, and then suddenly everybody's just everywhere, and this one dude in the middle is like, that's it, we're calling this off, it's not safe anymore. Like, well, you're surrounded by Democrats in Minneapolis. What the fuck did you expect to happen? I mean, you can't be that oblivious.
Well,
they burned your whole fucking city down, dude.
They like burning their city down.
Like a Bernie rally with BLM attending, kind of, except for to the nth degree. So what starts happening is the woman who, goddamn, let me find her name. Sorry, these are very hard names for me. I can barely say English names. Kautai, I think is how you say that. She was getting ready to get up there and give her speech, and a whole bunch of people in these yellow shirts start coming up on stage. And then these Nasri supporters were like, oh, hell no, bitch.
They got gang colors?
What's that?
They got gang colors?
Yellow and blue. Wait, that seems familiar. So they take the stage instead, and according to this article, which comes from the one chick, the Kautai chick, she's like, my supporters had to hide in a room because it wasn't safe. I don't know what to tell you. You're part of the Democratic Party. That's what you guys do. For all of your bitching and moaning about January 6th, you little fuckers in the Democratic Party are violent shitheads. You don't get your way and you turn violent. It keeps happening over and over and over again. And it's not an accident. You guys do it all the time. It happens too often for it to be coincidental. They set the precedent. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely did. So anyhow, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought the video was funny. If you watch it, pay attention to the little guy with the gavel in the center. He's funny as shit, not on purpose, but his indignation at the violence that's starting around him is just amazing. It's not safe anymore.
It's not safe. I need a safe space. I need some candy canes.
Yeah, funny as shit though. I enjoyed it. I mean, and I saw it because the one Kautai lady, she tweeted out, she wrote up a write-up of this whole thing. And do I have that? I might have that where I can share that with the audience too. But where she's like, oh my God. Oh yeah, I do have it. It's right here. This is her official statement on it. And she puts all of the blame on the other people, of course. Her people ain't do nothing wrong, because that would be insane. Her campaign, they were just trying to get up there and give a normal speech. Well, I mean, the people you guys have been courting in the Democratic Party for quite a while and doing it on purpose, like I said, this is not accidental. Encouraging their violence.
How can you say such things?
Because I pay attention.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So you guys can fuck right off with your nonsense. Oh my.
Yeah, I read this one on my stream earlier and thought you'd like to see it.
Oh God, with what we talked about earlier, this is just even more disturbing.
This is incredibly disturbing.
Leading trans doctor insists nonverbal autistic minors can consent to sex change, can draw their feelings.
Yep.
Anyone who's doing gender work sees a lot of people with autism spectrum disorder, and that doesn't ring any bells for you, huh?
Apparently, coincidence, monkey.
That doesn't set off any alarms. That doesn't make you think, huh? You know, Jack, there's a lot of people who pointed out that a lot of these trans folks have underlying issues that need looked at.
No, what? Like autism spectrum disorder that would make them hypervigilant on one thing? You're silly.
If you listen to the detransitioners, every one of them had an underlying issue, typically depression.
What? No, you're crazy.
Some of the world's leading experts in transgender healthcare convened in San Francisco last week, where they shared their knowledge about how nonverbal autistic youth can communicate their transgender identities through drawing, and told anecdotes about the severely autistic children and the adolescents that they set on a medical sex change path. Go fuck yourselves. Wow.
Yeah.
Psychiatrist Dan Carak, fuck off, delivered a talk titled Managing Patients with Co-occurring mental health diagnoses at the San Francisco Trans Health Summit pre-conference event on May 5th. And in the audience was none other than Dr. Diane Ernsaft, a leading figure in the field of children's sex change. Wait, Jack, we've been told they don't do sex changes to children.
Well, that's what they tell the public. This is something else entirely. This is an in-house thing.
Who shared baffling anecdotes about nonverbal children expressing their gender identities. In an audio recording of the talk obtained by the post-millennial Karasik, whatever, can be heard. Isn't it, if it's IC like that, it's ish?
It depends
Karish.
on where you're at and region. That shit. Who fucking knows?
Whatever. Fuck this
Who
guy
cares?
anyway.
This guy's a piece of shit. So
can be heard asserting that severe autism should not prevent a person from being approved for an experimental medical sex change. dismissing the common concern of parents that a fixation on a gender is due to the intense focus of the interest typical of autism spectrum disorder, ASD, and engaging in bizarre exchange of idea with Ernsaft about youth communicating their transgender identity through drawing.
I like to do drawings.
Jesus Christ.
Hang on one second. I gotta finish finding this link. But this lady has a long track record that most people are not aware of. Real quick though, thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. So they want to perform an operation that will sterilize the autists. How very 1940s German of them.
How very Swedish.
Now, if you go further into this article, she talks about like an 8-year-old who's autistic nonverbal and how that kid is trans. This lady's history is much more insidious than this, though, because Diane Ernsaft wrote a 1992 article called Child Sex Abuse Linked to Occult Rituals at the Presidio Army Base Child Development Center, which kicked off the Satanic Panic. People went to jail because of this woman. Now she's moved on to butchering children. Here is a link to the download of her original article.
Then Ernsaft tells a real sad story about a severely autistic 8-year-old who was a patient at the UCSF Boyenhoff Children's Hospital Gender Clinic, where Ernstaff is a director of mental health. Ernstaff is on record saying the clinic sees children as young as 2.
Yes. 2-year-olds, dude. 2-year-olds.
2-year-old autistic children.
Yep. That's why I found this article so incredibly insidious that I had to share it.
The child was nonverbal and been diagnosed with severe autism at age 2. According to Ernsaft, the only time the child spoke during the initial session was when the parents and grandmother referred to her using female pronouns, and the nonverbal, severely autistic child would correct them, saying, not she, he. The nonverbal kid said that.
The nonverbal kid.
The nonverbal 2-year-old.
Correct. This is what's going on behind closed doors. There's video of this woman talking about this shit too.
Are they talking about the 8-year-old or the 2-year-old here? The child was already in precocious puberty?
There's 2 different children you're thinking of. The 8-year-old was diagnosed at 2, but there's also 2-year-olds in their facility being treated. So it's slightly confusing the way it's worded. But they've had this kid in services since the kid was 2 and went through precocious puberty right around 8.
I don't believe the child went through precocious puberty. I believe they just started putting this kid on puberty blockers.
Well, I mean, at one of these gender clinics, wouldn't surprise me if somebody was touching the kids.
Yeah, it's possible too, especially a nonverbal.
Yeah.
Maybe what they're drawing is the person who's touching them, you fuck.
Yeah. Rogue Thought said this is ridiculous. What the actual fuck are we doing? The idiots who support this are sick as hell. I'm done. Yeah, these people are degenerates or perverts or just greedy. In some cases, there's zealots like this woman, Ernsaft. She seems to be all about whatever she believes to be. She pushed the Satanic Panic stuff. She's pushing this crap. These people are dangerous individuals, and they're butchering children, and for some reason, society is embracing this.
Ernsaft is perhaps most famous for a 2016 talk. I remember this.
Yeah.
In which she explains that pre-verbal children are capable of sending gender messages to signal their transgender identities. The examples she gives are of an infant boy pulling at the snaps of his onesie in order to make it a dress, and a toddler girl pulling barrettes out of her hair as a way to demonstrate that she's a boy. Or maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, she doesn't like barrettes.
Yeah, where it's just she's got some tactile thing and doesn't like stuff in her hair. Just feels weird. This woman is a nut job. Why? I'm sorry, I don't see how this was a sane person saying these things. And she's the one that kicked off the satanic panic. We saw how that ended in tears for a bunch of innocent people.
Let me ask this. Children who rip off their clothing, because this happens, excuse me, this happens, Jack. If you have a 1-year-old, there's a good chance that you'll turn around and the little fucker will be naked.
Yeah, they're kids. Kids don't like wearing clothes.
Are they just signaling that they're nudists?
Yes. Yes, apparently.
All right. I guess so. The streaker kids are common. Yes, I was one. I was naked all the time, Jack.
Well, little kids do that shit. It's some weird thing kids do. They're not used to wearing clothes.
Yeah. And they will take them off. And God, man, trying to keep clothes on a 2-year-old sometimes, be like, God damn it. Come here. I'm going to staple it to you. I swear to God. But yeah, so it's really nice when they do it in public, Jack. Oh, criminy. These people are
evil.
Evil. Yeah, that's the word. A 2-year-old. A fucking 2-year-old. I know, we can tell. He sat down to pee. These people are trying to find any straw to grasp at. Does my question about, giving them chemo for saying they have cancer sound so out of whack now? I have no doubt that doctor we looked at earlier, Dr. Ben, that if some child came in and said, I'm trans, would never question it. Do you need some pills? Would you like your boobies chopped up? Never even question it, because that's what they do. They're bad people.
Yep.
And that's why I say you can't humor this shit. I still feel very sorry for people with actual gender dysphoria, Jack.
Oh, absolutely. But that's not what we're talking about here.
That is 0.03% of the population.
Yeah.
The chance of you ever actually meeting one of those people is slim to none, and Slim left town.
Yeah.
What we have right now is this shit being forced on kids, and you have the peer pressure from people who are doing this shit to get attention. It's emo with even worse fucking results. And they're cutting off genitals. Oh, sorry. They don't do that. Cutting off titties for this. They can't deny that one, Jack. They can't deny that they've been giving double mastectomies to kids.
Yeah.
But we don't cut up their genitals yet, because you got caught doing it. You got caught doing it to 17-year-olds. One of your biggest icons, Jazz, you did that shit to them at 17. You can't deny it. It's on fucking television. And y'all cheered. Yay. A child that you had so fucked up with drugs that they barely could even do the vaginoplasty because you kept their wiener small for their entire life. Wonder what would have happened to Jazz if they would have been allowed to have the proper male hormones surging through their body at puberty like they should have. You think Jazz would have still turned out to be, trans?
I would have just been a gay kid.
Yeah, I mean, that's very possible. Or maybe they're like, you know what? I don't like wearing dresses anymore. I'm going to go climb a tree.
Yeah.
These are evil people, man. They're fucking evil people.
Yep.
How do you fucking lie to the whole country and say, we don't do that to 17-year-olds when Jazz had that at 17?
Yeah, and there have been plenty of other examples. Now they're talking about doing this to like younger kids, 8-year-olds, putting them through the beginnings of transition. And nobody wants to stop it. Everybody's too afraid of getting labeled something. Oh, you're an istophobe.
This is how many fathers drag their kids to these events. Usually the fathers are getting in trouble for saying, "Don't do this to my kid." And if you're in Canada, be very careful because you can go to jail for that shit.
Yep. They're working on trying that shit here too.
Mm-hmm. Hell, that Texas court case the father lost, right?
Yep.
Where even the little boy's like, "I'm not trans," but mom's like, "Yes, you are." They're evil. They're just fucking evil. All right, we got to change the subject, man. I talked about Schiff earlier. I really will have a heart attack up here. FBI searches NASA scientist's home. Really? Property in California as part of a 27-year-old cold case. Cold case that captivated Northern California for 27 years took federal officials to Redwood City this week for a continued search into the disappearance of. Why are there no vowels in the first part of that person's name?
Vowels? Bigot. That's colonialism.
Is that Yilva?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yilva Hagner, a Stanford University student missing since 1996. Did they check Scarborough's office?
That's a good question.
On Wednesday, FBI agents and evidence technicians visited Stulsaft Park. Saft, that's that woman's name. And a nearby home to search for evidence, according to media reports. Video and photographs taken showed them removing stones in the yard of the home and preparing to dig. Uh-oh. Hagner, a 42-year-old native of Sweden, was reported missing in October 96 after disappearing from work in Belmont, a city in San Mateo County. The case has been refocused, and we are conducting an investigation into Redwood City into the whereabouts of Yelva Hagner. Belmont Police Department Lieutenant Peter Lodi told CBS News. Neither the Belmont Police nor the San Mateo District Attorney's Office could immediately be reached by USA Today Friday. Did you try calling?
No, they literally tried to grab them, like reached out to them and they snuck away like little monsters.
I'm fairly certain that they both have phones.
Phones sounds complicated.
I mean, you could say that they didn't respond to comment, but couldn't be reached. That's you just not doing your job then.
Yeah, well, I mean, reach out and touch someone now means assault for some reason.
So we don't know anything else about this chick except she just disappeared?
I couldn't find much, but I didn't have time to go do a deep dive into it. But it sounds like she just up and vanished one day.
I mean, I hope they find her alive somewhere. It doesn't sound like they're expecting to. That's she'd be what, in her 60s now if she disappeared when she was in her 40s.
Yeah.
No, 70s, because that's 96 and we're at 23. Whew. Yeah.
Yeah, this dude whose house they searched was a computer scientist at NASA, and he bought the house 7 months before she went missing. And they were dating at the time of her disappearance. So,
well, yeah, that's you always look at the boyfriend or spouse first, right?
Yep.
If I recall, they found human remains, so they think it might be. Oh, did they find remains there? Ah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is from yesterday, so I did do a search for anything new about it, but it won't surprise me.
Let's see. What's her name again? Yalva Hagner. Hagner. You know, if you switch that around, it'd be Hanger, and I could say it.
Well, they did spell it wrong later on. So,
that's 2 days ago. That's 3 days ago. That's an opinion piece. I don't give a shit about that. Yeah, all of these are at least a day ago. So, NBC Bay Area. Did you guys find anything, or is this exactly the same as what we just read? Hagner's black Honda Civic turned up a few days later in front of a San Carlo hotel. Though keys still dangled from the ignition, her purse was missing. Oh, come on, man. You got to at least take the keys with you. Do these
No,
people not snapped
no, that's how you purposely get the car to get stolen.
with the keys left in?
Yeah,
And
you leave the
parked?
keys in and somebody else comes steal the car.
Oh, I get what you're saying, to try to get somebody to steal. But you don't
Yeah,
park it in front of a hotel for that.
sure. Where's the best place for a car thief?
You park that shit downtown in a bad area.
No, the Sleep Easy Motel. Then you got it on video that the car was there at some point. You probably were disguised when you dumped it, but people know that the car was there, and then it gets stolen from that location, and then it's not as obvious, because if it gets stolen from a hotel parking lot, it's a lot less obvious than dumping it in a bad neighborhood where you're gonna get caught.
Keldrick, thank you. Oh, is our government actually trying to solve a crime for once? Yes, it seems that way. This part's interesting. Hagner was working in her office just 50 feet down the hall from the administrative office of Belmont Police when she vanished from her desk on the evening of October 14th. I suspect police involvement.
Quite possibly. Well, they may not be
Yes.
very competent out there.
Authorities had previously searched the grounds of the residence of a former boyfriend in 1997 on Page Mill Road in Palo Alto. So they're just going everywhere looking for, dude, don't move the remains. That is a rookie mistake, man.
Absolutely.
That's how they find it. They see that fresh dirt. You take that to a pig farm somewhere. I learned that on it was not on Deadwood. I learned that from somewhere else. I forget where.
Criminal Minds?
Maybe. Feed that stuff to a pig. Feed
Not
me to
on your pig farm, on somebody else's.
Leave old bones lie. Yeah. Take him out to the desert. I mean, there's lots of ways. This guy's going to get caught. He's going to go to prison now.
Probably.
The police probably buried it there, though.
Maybe. But those cops are all retired now. They got new people in.
She was at her desk 50 feet away, which means somebody had to have seen her there. And then she just kind of disappears.
She went on lunch.
Seriously, do we know where Scarborough was?
No.
All right. I'm blaming Joe.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
All right. What else we got here? We are probably going to keep it around an hour and a half tonight.
Yeah.
I want to try to get back to sleep. I doubt it'll work. But, it's good to have goals.
Yeah,
Alien statue stolen from 102-year-old woman returned.
Yay, good news.
Who steals from a 102-year-old woman? What kind of shitbag are you? An alien statue that was taken from outside the home of a 102-year-old woman near Grant, Michigan, has been returned. In a Facebook post Tuesday, Daynell, all right, Vanderlyn said the alien statue was returned overnight. She went on to thank Nexstar Wood TV and anyone who shared the story. For around 6 years, the alien statue had sat outside the Vanderland home near Grant until it was taken sometime between April 22nd and 23rd. That is not how you get me a birthday present. Don't steal from old ladies.
No shit.
Her mother-in-law, Frida, 102, built a special relation. I can't read that. I'm going to be dirty.
Well, it's a 102-year-old lady. I'm sure everything's all dried up.
That's why they make, fake lube.
You might want to finish the sentence before you get all pervy with it.
Built a special relationship with the statue, says Daynell. Frida has Alzheimer's. That's the second sentence.
Whatever.
Well, that just goes more to the pervy point. I mean, if you've been around some of those they get pervy.
I suppose this one's just kind of waving. So
It's got 5 fingers up, which causes her to forget many things. However, she remembers the extraterrestrial who is always waving outside her home. After it was taken, the Vanderlands considered buying another statue but could not find any with the unique waving stance. They did not want to press charges against whoever nabbed it. They just wanted it back. I'd have done it. I'd have had a fucking camera out there hoping they came back. The aliens back home. Thank you to everyone who shared the post. You guys were amazing. And there's the little green guy with Frida, I guess.
Yeah, that's the old lady.
Don't steal from old ladies. Come on, man. What are you, a Krasenstein?
Right? Yeah, when I saw the original article on this, I was actually kind of pissed off because, first of all, it is a well done statue.
Oh yeah,
she has other statues too. She's got a couple of Bigfoot ones and like a dinosaur and some other stuff. And they dress up the alien in little costumes, just like you would with those little stone geese.
Oh yeah.
So, and it's some old lady's like one of the few things she remembers because she has really bad Alzheimer's. And watching her daughter talk about it was kind of heartbreaking, actually. Because she doesn't remember members of the family, but she remembers that fucking statue.
They absolutely missed a chance to say abducted instead of stolen.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad she got it back. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was glad too, because that's kind of sad. Stealing from old people, that's just... What's wrong
102
with you?
Has Alzheimer's and you stole from them. You are going on the express ticket to hell.
Right? I would be willing to bet this was some drunken prank that went awry because they thought it was just like a lawn thing. And they stole it like, ha, ha, ha. And then everybody's like, dude, you stole that from an old lady with Alzheimer's. You're a piece of shit. So they brought it back because they were shamed into it.
My guess would be more kids, and one of them had a heart.
Kids don't have hearts anymore.
How dare you? They probably went, oh my God, it's a trans alien. We have to return it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it does have pants on.
Yeah.
So good for it. Although an alien in skinny jeans is one of my worst fears ever.
Why would an alien be? I mean, except for in a lawn, why would an alien be wearing jeans?
Fashion statement.
I guess so.
That's why they come here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap up there. I really do hope to get to sleep, man. It is Mother's Day. Just another, guys, happy Mother's Day to the moms out there.
Yeah.
Hope you guys have a good one. Hope you're spoiled by your children. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so very generous to us. We really appreciate it. Jack, anything you want to show out?
I'll drop the link to the Rumble stream I did earlier. Go follow me over there if you haven't already. Good times will not be had by anyone because it's Sunshine stream where everything's depressing and sad. Also, I did have a new comic video come out, and I will drop the link for that as well.
Is there a reason you did Rumble exclusive?
I was talking about the vets getting booted out of the hotels in favor of the illegals. I thought it would get a little too spicy.
Gotcha. Yes, probably a good idea there.
So, yeah. I did do 8 seconds on YouTube before I figured it out, and, well, that you know how that goes.
Yeah, I didn't see you on YouTube, so I didn't figure you were streaming, or I would have just come over and said hi to you in your chat and like played a video game or something in the background.
Yeah, I know. Just talked about some dark stuff. There's also an elementary school in New York that is now housing migrants in their gymnasium. Oh. So that's a thing too.
Curist, it's your birthday. I'm just going to call you Q for the song because I always fuck up your name. This one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Q, whose name I always screw up. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. Hope you have a great one. Really, really do. And on that, we're going to wrap this up. So, guys, thank you for coming out. Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here. Thanks for the donations and the support, guys.
Everyone, have a great night. We will see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
I don't know when I'm going to stream next. 'cause hopefully I get sleep sometime. I doubt that's gonna happen, but at least the song does rhyme.